Hey guys, thanks for checking out my channel. Leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment down below, and let's just get into it. So, cost of living, I covered it in my last video, and we're just starting to see the effects of it after the pandemic, with the rise of rent going up across the country. It's starting to have effects on our service quality and staffing shortages we're starting to see. And so over the last 2 months, there's been news coming out of Colorado where in certain mountain towns, they can't find people to work as a carrier due to the high cost of living up there. And the post office is desperately looking to fill about 600 vacancies that they have due to the staffing shortages. So if you're like me and you already live in one of these types of areas that are high cost, you might be thinking, hey, maybe that's just the way it is. But I bet you didn't realize the post office was looking into this issue as far back as 2014. There is a report the Office of Inspector General made back then, looking into the issue and comparing the salaries of different employees in the private and government sectors. And they found that the post office was actually an outlier and didn't offer any type of locality pay like a lot of private or even government employees would receive. And that they said would be an issue long term and cause the post office to lose a competitive edge in the years coming, where the post office basically had no real incentive to give people to stick around, and the residents of those areas kind of suffered for it. Now, in that report, the Office of Inspector General said the post office, although they could see the problem coming, the post office just didn't have the budget for it. But I think with the new Postal Reform Act, I think we could look into that, from scratch and start to really consider, can we actually do that? The report even went as far as to say, the Postal Service, however, does not pay employees based on local labor market conditions. Despite vast regional differences in labor markets and cost of living, the Postal Service pays the same wage for the same job regardless of location. As a result, postal employees can be among the highest paid workers in some areas of the country and among the lowest paid workers in other locations. Paying below market wages in other locations may make it difficult to attract and retain a qualified and motivated workforce, which may affect service quality. It's likely that this may happen in urban locations and other areas with strong economic growth. As an improving economy reduces unemployment rate, the importance of this issue may increase nationwide. Additionally, the work demanded from the Postal Service is likely to be more complex in the future. It is essential going forward that the Postal Service continue to be able to attract a skilled workforce in high-cost areas like major cities. That's really limiting us. We're not able to adapt situations where mail can't even get delivered because we don't have enough people. And we're overly concerned with profits, especially now with the Joy. We're almost operating like an Amazon or a UPS at this point. And back in the 60s, when the USPS used to be known as the Post Office Department, they struggled with the same issues, with stagnant wages, and it was even worse with the working conditions. And they had the same issue with not able to adapt to regional differences in cost of living. So they had about the same issue back then. So it seems like deja vu all over again. And we can't seem to find a way, even still from the 1960s, to implement some type of locality pay, even up to this point, which is kind of crazy to think about. And speaking of unions, I think this is something we can push our national unions on, for all the unions across the different crafts, that the next contract negotiations should include, discussing locality pay so that we can actually match the rest of the government and even the private sector, because we're basically the only outlier, one of the few outliers for that similar type of work where we don't consider location in determining pay. And also, there's an event the APW is trying to organize for May 9th. They're going to be speaking with the Board of Governors, and I think if you guys are interested, that's a good way to have your voices heard and maybe have a chance to talk with one of them and let them know, hey, these issues matter to us, and see what they say. Also, you can contact your local representative, and if you don't know who that is, I'll link some information down below in this video. You can check it out. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.